So Tim Walz's daughter, Tim Walz, as you all know, was the vice presidential candidate to Kamala Harris, her campaign. His daughter made a post on X. It's a video post, and she was ranting about, how she felt about the loss of what she thought about the loss of her father's campaign and Harris's campaign. And right away, she starts talking about Hegelian concepts, the collectivized consciousness. She's talking about how every supposed group had failed her except black women. That is to say that black women, majority of black women voted for Harris. That there was not a significant movement of black women from Democrat to Republican based on the last election cycle. So, it's not that these are an aggregate of individuals with their own thoughts, their own personal convictions. Black women are their own consciousness. Black men, even though a majority of them voted for Harris, there was a movement, especially young black men, that voted for Trump. There was a significant statistical movement in that direction from the last election cycle. So she's saying that this aggregate of individuals is some collectivized body where it's a single decision maker that, moved in the direction of Trump by, I think it was like by a 15% or 15 point margin. That black women are the only ones that deserve any kind of goodness from her perspective, because, black women is this monolithic consciousness. It's this single decision maker. And this is the problem with the left. This is the collectivism of the left. And by the way, a lot of people on the right as well. It's collectivism because it's an idea that a group of people, based on their attributes, based on their skin color, based on their gender or whatever, possesses a certain type of logic. This is Marxism. The Marxists used to, and they still do, talk about how there's a bourgeoisie logic and a proletariat logic, etc., which is an attack on logic itself. It's to say that logic isn't objective. It's to say that your thought process is determined based on what your skin color is or based on what economic class you come from. It's to say that there's no objective truth. It's to say that there's no objective reality. So it's an attack on reason. It's an attack on reality. It's an attack on individuality. And this is a problem that is so pervasive on the left. You see it on the right as well, by the way. But you see this a lot on the left. People on the mainstream, or I should say legacy media, use this quite often. And this young woman, is also using this. Now, I'll put a link in the description below so you can see the video for yourself. And then at the last part of the video, she actually admitted about how, mentally distraught, how upset she was that, she waited, over a week to brush her teeth, or take a shower. That's gross, but what does that say about her mental state? You're so upset about what other people do that, you throw yourself in that kind of position. She's talking about how the left is the one that represents love and compassion, when in reality, if you remember the George Floyd protests and the quote unquote mostly peaceful protest that was, the left is more violent. The left is the one that is, giving these threats of violence out, and it's just, it's an attack on reality itself, an attack on the facts. So anyway, I wanted to point that out, and I'll make more videos about this. I'll make the connection to philosophy and to, it's called epistemology. That is the philosophy of how man acquires knowledge, how that ties into politics. That's very important. And I would like to show people what the origin of these political ideologies are. So I'm going to make more videos about this. It's kind of one of my favorite subjects. So stay tuned.